In the last episode, we talked about fundraising, how storytelling fuels giving. Now we're raising the stakes. We're talking about votes. Because campaigns are about persuasion, but political election campaigns, they are about identity. Voters aren't just choosing policies, they are choosing people, narratives, a version of the future they can picture themselves in. So, how do you build a political campaign that resonates across a distracted, divided electorate? Let's take a look. Political campaigns are built around people, but they are won on perception. A political campaign tells me more what you stand for. A political brand tells me how you make people feel. And if you're a candidate, whether building a campaign, you need that brand to do three things: build familiarity, build trust, and build emotional alignment. Let's break this down with a brand lens. 3 leaders, 3 stories, 3 distinct emotional identities. Canada Liberal Party, Mark Carney. With Trudeau stepping aside, the Liberal brand is getting a reboot. Enter Mark Carney, globally respected, economically fluent, and composed. His brand, competent, strategic, executive presence. He projects stability and authority, not charisma. Visual will likely stay in the red field, but the tune shifts. Less youth-filled optimism, more statesman in a crisis. Emotionally, he unites Canadians through a shared indignation anchored in contrast to the US chaos, not domestic drama. Conservative Party, Pierre Poilievre. Pierre Poilievre isn't subtle, that's undeniable. Populist, punchy, anti-inflation crusader, he speaks directly to frustration, especially economical pain. And he uses social media like a weapon. Short, sharp slogans, axe attacks, bring it home. His rhetoric doesn't just tap into dissatisfaction, it amplifies it. He makes the angry angrier, the disillusioned more so. Visuals, cool tones, bold types, black backdrops is designed for impact and to feel like a stark alternative. And take note of his imagery brand in 2024. Gone are the glasses and the button-up suits, a deliberate shift to connect with a bigger voter base. NDP leader Jagmeet Singh's brand is human first, useful, relatable, emotionally grounded. His message is always value first, equity, affordability, compassion. His tone, warm, approachable, social media savvy. The visual identity is modern, clean, accessible. But the real power of his brand is the ability to sound the same, whether he's debating on TV or biking through his neighborhood. So what can we learn from the way these 3 leaders show up? Clarity. Even if you're not a supporter, you can probably feel something when you hear each of their names. Consistency. Poilievre's videos, Singh's posts, Carney's speeches, they each match the brand they have built. You know what you're going to get. Contrast. They don't just talk about what they stand for, they position themselves against something. Poilievre's edge stands in contrast to the liberals' polish. Singh's authenticity pushed back the political cynicism. If your campaign brand is just, I'm not the other guy, you have already lost. You need a clear identity, not a reaction. So how do you build a political brand that actually connects? Let's break it down on what to do and what definitely not to do. What to do? Start with a story, not the one that has been media trained to death. I mean the real one. Why are you running? Why now? Why you? If you can't answer those 3 questions, the brand is not ready. Stick to 2 to 3 core values and live them. If you say you're about transparency, show up on TikTok Live and take unfiltered questions. If you say you're about affordability, tell stories that show you understand financial strain, not just policies. Repeat yourself on purpose. Slogans aren't lazy, they are memory tools. The most successful campaigns sound like a broken record. On purpose. Align your entire presence. What you wear, how you speak, where you show up, your social media should match your lawn signs. Your debate tone should match your email newsletter. What not to do. Don't pivot every time the wind blows. Voter can spot it. It reeks of fear or strategy without soul. Don't make it all about the opponent. I'm not them, it's not the platform, and it's definitely not the brand. Don't underestimate tone. If you want to feel fresh and hopeful, don't sound like shouting press release. If you want to feel credible and calm, maybe skip the all caps tweet. Because remember, your brand isn't just what you say it is, it's how people feel repeatedly every time they see you, hear you, talk about you. Here's a question I get a lot. How long does it take to build a candidate brand? Truth is, sometimes you don't get to decide. In some elections, like the most recent one, candidates have weeks, not months. The wood jobs, suddenly you're expected to be everywhere, perfectly polished, fully known. But if we're talking about priming someone properly, getting their name, face, voice to land, sticking in voters' mind, that takes much longer. Branding is not a sprint. It is in itself a drip campaign. It is repetition, familiarity, showing up in rooms before your campaign even starts. The earlier you start building your public presence, even quietly, the more natural it will feel when the campaign begins. So if you're thinking about running next year, start today. Now let's zoom out for a second. Before the first ad even drops or the first handshake hits the feed, real campaign begins here. It is not glamorous. It is what separates a polished, high-trust candidate from someone who just winging it. Step 1, brand audit and discovery. This is where we uncover the truth. Not just how you think you're coming across, but how the voters actually perceive you. That gap, that is the work. Step 2, brand strategy. Once we have clarity, we craft your positioning. Who are you in this race? What do you stand for? And what do you stand against? Tone, values, voice, this is where the narrative power is built. Step 3, content and social strategy. It is not just about posting, it's about planning. What do you say? When do you say it? How you say it? And where? We build a calendar that aligns message and momentum. Step 4, content creation. Now the stories take shape in sight, sound, and motion. From photo to video to copy, everything is crafted to move your audience and serve your strategy. And yes, we do leave room for spontaneity because real moments matters too. Step 5, channel management. Consistency builds trust. That means your message shows up clearly, whether someone is seeing your website, your email footer, or TikTok clips. Different platforms, one cohesive identity. Step 6, strategic sprints. Campaign evolve, and so should your communication. We revisit, refine, and we double down what's landing. Because in a noisy world, clarity is the only moving target. This process isn't optional if you want to leave with intention. It is what real campaigns do before the spotlight shows up. Political campaigns are emotional decisions dressed as rational ones. People forget the bullet points, but they remember the feeling. If you want to win hearts, shape perception, and campaign with clarity, your brand matters more than ever. If you're planning to run or help someone who is, let's talk.